Okay. Hi, GDQ. My name is Faraz Khan, and this is my GDQ submission for SGDQ 2020 or AGDQ 2020. Sorry, my mistake. I'll be submitting Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, and the category I'll be submitting for is glitchless all beads and new game memories. I currently have the world record for this category, and the VOD that I'm commentating over right now is my world record run. I've had the world record for over a while now, and it hasn't been taken from me, so I doubt it will be taken. I'm first at 125XX. Infernal Spac is second at 126XX, and then the next time after that is 129. So I will probably have this record for a while. And, well, I'm commentating this now. The way I decided to commentate this is I want to explain the mechanics as we go, because there's a lot of new mechanics in Sekiro. Sekiro is the spiritual successor to the Soulsborne series, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Bloodborne, Demon Souls. But in that, it's also an entirely new game. There's a lot of components that are different, and a lot of mechanics that are changed or improved or whatever. So it's basically an entirely new game. I wanted to explain them as I go so we don't miss what's going on right now in the moment. So with that being said, you'll understand the mechanics as we go. Not everything up front, but as we go. And there's a lot. Anyway, so right now we're in a place called Ashina Reservoir. The reason we're here is, well, we were supposed to save that little boy that we talked to a few times. He's known as the Divine Heir. His name's Kuro, and we're his shinobi. Our name is Wolf. So just as we find him and we get him and we try and get him out of there, we come upon a guy named Genichiro Ashina, and that's who you saw back there. Regardless of if you beat him or not, he ends up cutting your arm off and leaving you for dead, and captures Kuro. And then what ends up happening is there's a guy known as the Sculptor, and that's he nurses us back to health, and we wake up in the dilapidated temple. And he also gives us an arm. He gives us his old arm because he used to be a shinobi as well, and he used to also have one arm. And he no longer wants to be a shinobi, so he says, okay, we can use it. And so, well, what that does is it allows us to use shinobi tools, one of which we picked up just a little bit earlier, and it also allows us to grapple. And so, well, I'll explain shinobi tools in a bit, but here's our first mini-boss. We just killed him. He also gave us our first prayer bead. Anyway, so the shinobi arm, it allows a grapple like this, and it allows us to use shinobi tools. And shinobi tools are basically the way we switch our weapons in this game. We've picked up one earlier, and I think we'll pick up a total of 2 more. But that's what provides weapon variety. Here I went to my menu, I equipped my items, my healing flask, my healing gourd, Gotchin Sugar, which I just used, and an Homeward Idol. So Gotchin Sugar, what it does is it allows you to, or basically it's a stealth sugar. So it makes you harder to see and harder to hear. And because I used it and I snuck up on this ogre, which is, well, the first real mini-boss, I was able to get a stealth death blow. Now, this ogre is a little bit difficult, so when I'm doing this, I would probably call for, like, hey, serious time, because I believe he has right there that attack. I believe that's the fastest grab in the game, and you have to be watching for it. It's really, really hard to avoid. If he grabs you, he can actually kill you just by throwing you off the level, and it eats up a lot of time as well. All right, ogre's done. I grabbed a gourd seed over there on my way through here. Going to run past these enemies, and I'm going to run past a mini boss as well. So you might ask, okay, well, why are you running past a mini-boss? Don't they drop beads? And isn't this category all beads and all new game memories? And I'd say yes. That's correct. However, Sekiro does something that's really nice. Any boss that you miss, and that is like no longer accessible due to game progression, beads will show up in an offering box near the start of the game. So we take advantage of that mechanic and just get a lot of money to buy those beads that we miss later on. Okay, right here, we're running through... I don't know what this place is exactly called, but it's called, like, I call it Sneck Valley. It's because there's this giant sneck. It's the Great Serpent. You can see him right there. He's trying to eat me. Fun fact about that Great Serpent is that, well, you saw that little hut that we ran by. So that little hut is like a marriage hut. It's where people, I don't know if it's exclusively women or exclusively men. I'm going to guess exclusively women. They go there and they get to marry the snake. And I don't know what happens after that. Maybe the snake eats them or something. But, well, it's a thing where you go and you marry the snake in this game. So whatever happens after that is that's beyond my knowledge. Okay, here is the first actual boss. This guy is named Gyobu Masataka Oniwa. And he's really cool. Now, this boss is not run in the glitch category, and there's a lot of RNG to him. So you'll notice I'm deflecting his attacks, and what deflecting means is I'm blocking them right before they hit. I'm not blocking them, but I'm deflecting. And each time I deflect his attack, that bar in the very top center fills up. Now, that's his posture bar. And basically, there's two ways to deathblow an enemy in this game. There's HP, which is depleting the top left bar, and there's posture, which is filling up the top center bar, which I just did. If you do either of those, you get access to a death blow. And usually bosses and mini bosses have either 2 or 3 death blows before you kill them. So that's what's happening here, which makes Sekiro really cool. You don't just have to deplete the HP. There's lots of different ways to go about actually killing them. So Gyobu here, the reason it's so RNG heavy is because he can just run away from you for a lot of the fight. And there's a few things that will trigger that. Deflecting certain attacks will trigger that. Staggering him will trigger that. There's a few other things that'll trigger that as well, but you have to manage those things and just hope he doesn't run. So that was a good fight right there. We also we killed him in a very good position, right in the corner here, right near the idol. Sometimes he can run all the way across the stage, and then you lose about 15 seconds because you have to run back. But that was pretty good. Okay, so what Gyobu dropped, being a boss, is you get his memory. And what memories are for, you can think of them kind of like souls from Dark Souls. You can consume them at a homeward idol, and they will enhance your attack power. So that's really good. That's basically how we get stronger physically in this game. Yeah, and so what else you can do is, speaking of upgrades, is if you consume 4 prayer beads at an idol, it will upgrade your health and vitality. So that's why this is all beads category. They're important. Okay. Next mini boss, the bull. This bull is notoriously bad. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do 2 thrust attacks, and then 1 attack, and then I'm going to try and land 2 or 3 more for a stagger right there, right? And so what we're doing is we're trying to hit the head, and we're trying to deflect it so that he stays in one place. And that will fill up his posture meter really, really fast. I did a little jump there to cancel an animation, and then landed a death blow, and that was a good bull fight as well. That bull can eat like 20-30 seconds if he decides to run around or give you bad RNG. He's notoriously like hard to deflect, and even if you deflect him, he deals chip damage, so he's a pretty dangerous boss. Over here, I'm going to kill that guy quick for a gatehouse key. From there, we're going to make a leap of faith, save ourselves with a grapple, and we're going to go straight to this gatehouse, which we just got the key for, open it up, to grab money as well as our second shinobi tool. So this is Gyobu's broken horn, which we just killed Gyobu. I don't know how his broken horn got there right away so fast, but it did. But we're gonna use that later. So we're gonna go back to the sculptor later and have him hook that into our Shinobi prosthetic so we can use it. Not now. Now is our next mini boss. So as you can see, this game's like full of action. This is our first encounter with the long swordsman type enemies. They're enemies with a special moveset. And